All right, we are here with Joe. Can you pronounce your last name for me? Pronounce your last name. Schafso.
Yeah.
And Stephen Katowski. And we are slightly bending the rules of the Field Guide to Bloggers, as these guys are from Eyeblast and MRC. So tell me, what brings you as the non-bloggers?
No, we're bloggers.
Here to think. Oh, so you are bloggers.
We're bloggers. Yeah,
so we're bloggers.
It's a blog. It's a video-centric blog for the conservative movement, and we like to think we fill a nice little niche there as basically the one-stop shop for online videos.
And Joe, where do you blog and write besides Media Research Center?
Well, I do the Eyeblast TV, obviously, the blog. We just started up about 3 months ago. It's fairly new. It's a new blog.
Going very well, though.
We've had a lot of drudge hits, a lot of links elsewhere, so it's going really well. I'm an op-ed writer at the Daily Caller also, and he writes at Human Events. And
all right, to the people watching you are possibly seeing your face for the first time. What has been?
I apologize. Yeah.
What has been the key event, looking at this election over the past 18 months, how things have changed for the Obama administration? What is the key event that has made the difference here?
Well, I think the way that health care, an unpopular bill, was shoved down the American people's throat. In fact, we had a video post the other day on the Eyeblast blog about the AFL-CIO chief was bragging about literally how they shoved health care down the American people's throats. And I think that's really been the pinnacle moment of this between election season. And I mean, there's lots of factors. Things are going terribly across the board. The economy's horrible. You know, the war in Afghanistan isn't going as well as most people would like. Just everything. It seems to be there's a complete lack of leadership from this administration, and it's just people are fed up with it.
People are starting to catch on to what he's saying and what is reality. Like the stimulus bill, for example, we said if they had to pass it, it was imperative, or unemployment was going to go above, or go above 8%. It would cap it there. But obviously, we what was it, 14% at one point, 13%. It went pretty high.
It's at 9.7 on officially. I think is the highest.
It went above 10 or 11.
Well, it depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, it depends on if you're talking about real. But regardless, unemployment has been incredibly high.
Well, as someone who's been unemployed ever since Obama got elected, I know exactly what you mean.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Well, you had nothing to do with it, I think. But okay, now Joe, let me ask you something. Now we talked about how Steve talked about how the AFL-CIO shoved it down his throats, but the Democratic congressman must have known that the people in their district, the people who actually vote, weren't going to like this. How do you think they were convinced that the voters were going to change their minds?
Because they thought they could sell it to them. They thought it would be more popular as they went on with it. Of course, they used backroom deals. You had the Louisiana Purchase, you had the Cornhusker kickback, you had all these backroom deals. I don't think they anticipated it actually getting out to the public. And what happened was they figured they'd have so much time after they passed it and rammed down people's throats to talk about it. And they knew it wouldn't take effect for about 4 years till 2014. So nobody would see an effect immediately. They'd be like, well, costs aren't rising, and they had a lot of time to talk about it. But unfortunately, or fortunately, the way you look at it, unfortunately for them, they couldn't get their message across, and it became more and more unpopular. And I think something like 63% of the people want it repealed now, 65%.
Yeah, it's a majority.
It's a majority.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the reason that the Democrats thought it would be a good idea is, you know, they front-ended a lot of the benefits of, or the so-called benefits of Obamacare, and they back-ended a lot of the costs, a lot of the tax increases, so on and so forth. And so I think they figured that, you know, if they could pass this bill, they could get all the benefits out front, and people wouldn't catch on to what was happening. But clearly, the American people are a lot smarter than the liberals in Congress gave them credit for.
Okay, 2 quick questions to close. First, David Ploud, we're proud of what we've done, was saying yesterday to Democratic advocates that we might lose 70 seats. Now, is he being over-pessimistic to try and fudge the numbers so that if they lose 60 that they can paint it as a win? Or is it going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy because they're energizing Republicans in districts that may not have thought they could win?
Definitely both.
Well, I think, yeah, he's partially trying to play the expectations game because, like you were saying, if everybody's expecting the Democrats to lose lose 70 seats and they lose 60, even though it's a massive swing.
It's not as bad as it was supposed to be.
But I mean, frankly, I think also it comes out of a genuine fear of losing a lot of seats. So a lot of people are talking about how this year, this election cycle could be, worse for Democrats than it was in '94, which is incredible because '94 was a lot of people thought it was a once in a lifetime thing.
Okay.
And so it's going to be a good year regardless of what they say.
Okay, and finally, guys, why aren't you in fedoras?
Fedoras, I mean, I have this amazing hairdo and I can't hide it under a hat. It's just inhumane.
Yeah, and my hair doesn't move. It would be sitting on the top of my head, and that wouldn't be good.
Okay, we'll let it go this time. All right, Steve, Joe, thanks an awful lot for your time.
No problem.